In a December 2021 article from CBC News, you noted that Canada's PPE industry was feeling, quote, betrayed by the Canadian government because it's not buying from small homegrown companies after encouraging them to step up to deliver the critical supplies. You were quoted as saying, what we've seen is the exact opposite, buying only from multinationals, buying only commodity products, locking healthcare workers out of new and innovative products, and essentially decimating the new PPE industry. Can you expand on that, Mr. Hunt?
Today, Mr. Davies. Initially, the government in March of 2020 made a plea to Canadian industry to stand up a new PPE industry and made a promise to the Canadian public that they would be partnering with Canadian industry to deliver solutions for COVID. And I'll quote here, with a view to longer-term support, the Government of Canada will ensure procurement flexibility to support innovation and build domestic manufacturing capacity to supply critical health supplies to Canadians. And that has not happened. So the federal contracts given to the Canadian PPE industry, the members of CAPPEM, Canadian Association of PPE Manufacturers, are zero. The contracts that have been given to the two multinational companies amount to about $600 million. That amounts to essentially an active measure against the Canadian PPE industry in that $600 million in potential market is taken away, and there are essentially crumbs that are left.
Same time, in December 2021, the House of Commons unanimously adopted a motion calling on the federal government to supply Canadian-made PPE in the parliamentary precinct and the various federal departments, agencies, and organizations by January 31st, 2022. At the time, you said the following in response, Mr. Hunt: CAPPEM and its members across Canada wholeheartedly applaud yesterday's unanimous motion. Can you confirm if the federal government successfully implemented this motion by the January 31 deadline, or indeed to date?
We received a letter from the House Speaker to confirm that they would comply by January 31st, and I believe that has happened. We received a letter from the Minister of Procurement, or a designate of the minister, to suggest that they would be following the rules for federal departments and organizations. We're very encouraged by that, but it was also followed with a comment that they no longer need PPE or have a demand or desire for PPE, but if they do sometime in the future, they will consider buying Canadian PPE.
Now, I think in your testimony, if I have it correct, Mr. Hunt, you said Canada's 8-week supply of N95s will be gone in 8 days. Can you explain that for us, Mr. Hunt? How can an 8-week supply be gone in 8 days?
Right now, we currently supply N95s to healthcare and to various federal, provincial, and territorial governments through central procurement. If we have a particularly lethal variant that comes out and we want to protect our entire populace, 38 million Canadians, that's almost 100-fold increase in the amount of PPE that we would need, or respirators, N95 respirators that we would need, and there is no capacity currently to be able to support something like that.